My name's Cam. I work for fluid handling. This is a Crest FBN 1751. It has a stainless steel heat exchanger fire tube. So pretty much the cylinder is filled with water and it fires through tubes that heat the water up. So a fire tube boiler. It has a 25-to-1 turn down ratio. So at minimum you can fire at 70,000 BTUs. This right here is our air damper valve. Just pretty much opens and closes as the boiler turns on and off. On low fire it'll be closed so you don't get a gust of wind blowing out a small flame, and then as high fire comes it'll open up. This is your blower. It is going to be pulling outside air. High gas pressure valve, so high fire valve, low fire valve. They will not operate at the same time. It's going to be one or the other. So once it hits past 25%, it's going to go into high fire, and it's going to switch over to this Honeywell gas valve. Both modulating gas valves, negative pressure gas valve. So pretty much the blower is going to suck the gas out of the valves up into the venturi and pre-mix it. Right here you're going to have your high gas pressure switch, and right here you're going to have your low gas pressure switch.
Those are resettable?
What's that?
Are those resettable?
Those are both automatic reset. Those are not automatic reset, not a manual reset. They have settings on them that are not meant to be changed. If it goes about 15 inches of water column, that switch is going to open up, and below 3 inches, the switch is going to open up and give you a fault on the screen. It's not going to say high or low. It's just going to say gas pressure switch failed.
So they automatically reset, but do you have to reset it on the face of the boiler?
Yes, if it is a lockout. So it'll try to fire. It'll let it happen 3 times on the soft lockout. After that, it's going to do a hard lockout. This screen right here is going to pop up red, and obviously to reset that fault, you would hit the reset button. Under normal circumstances, you should not have that issue. The boiler should not be shutting off in high fire. It should constantly modulate down before it turns off. Right here is going to be your low water cutoff reset, and that ties into right here. This is your low water cutoff card. So if you're ever having low water cutoff issues, what I recommend is you hit this reset button, you hold it for 5 seconds. If that doesn't work, you can pop this front panel off, which I did, and you'll be able to see if it is not working properly or if it does not have water there. You will see a red light on there. Then you'll know there's an issue. So if you don't reset it, I'll leave a business card and you would just call us, and we can figure something out. This is a Connexus board. It's got a lot of features on it. This is connected with our control board, so anything with any faults or anything are going to break a relay, tell our screen, let us know. On the screen itself, you can see we have inlet water temperature, the delta T, our outlet water temperature. Right now the boiler is not firing, so the water is stagnant. The isolation valve is closed. So if we do have, let's say, some failures or some flame issues, what's going on? We can go to this view screen, and we can see the history. So right now I know that this boiler didn't fire for a month or 2, and they came to come start it, and it failed on ignition. Well, you've had stagnant gas sitting in the pipe between here and here for 2.5, 3 months. He came up, he hit the reset button on the screen, and it fired right back up, and that's just from not firing for 3 months. So you can see that right there. Yeah, this is a backup to those.
this is kind of a backup to that. If the middle of the winter you can't make enough hot water with the multi-stack, this will make up. Or if something happens to the multi-stack and we need hot water, that'll take over and do it.
And I'm going to talk to the controls guy, and we're going to try to get this fired more frequently. We're going to try to fire it more frequently, just so it's not sitting there for so long.
That's what I was asking.
Yep.
How
So
often this will fire? If it's not going to be fired for 3 months, will that we have to come in and we'll have to reset it maybe?
it shouldn't. I haven't really talked to him about it yet. It's something that I just kind of stumbled upon walking in here. But we're going to try to fire the boiler a little bit more frequently, just so it's not sitting.
Yeah.
So we'll figure that out. And then you can also look at our runtime history. You can see how it's been firing. Has it been firing at 75 to 100% a lot? You know what I mean? Is it overrunning itself? 25 to 50%, I see 60% of the time. That's real good. I can see the total number of successful ignitions, how many times it's tried to fail, so I can come here and I can say, okay, was this a one-time thing, or is this a reoccurring issue? As far as there, you can see your modulation, what your pumps are doing. This boiler is not controlling a pump. The building automation system is controlling the pumps. It's not controlling the isolation valve. All it is doing is getting a 0 to 10 volt signal from the building automation system and sending it a set point based on that. So right now, I can show you this. My BMS, which is the voltage that gives the set point, is active. For an example, I have my range at like 90 to 150 degrees. If he's sending 5 volts, it's getting 140 degree set point. I guess that's all you really need to know on the screen. I'm going to point out some more safeties. Right here is going to be your outlet temperature. On the bottom, on the inside, if you guys want to sneak around back here, there's some more safeties on the back. Hey, come on in. We have a flow switch right here. Without flow, obviously the boiler is not going to fire. You will get a flow alarm. It'll say no flow. Relief valve, if your boiler, if the boiler exceeds pressure, any circumstance, that relief valve will blow. On top of that, you have a temperature sensor right here. You have your isolation valve right here. This is a primary secondary system, so your boiler has its own pump. The boiler is capable of controlling the pump, the isolation valve. In this specific circumstance, it is not, but it is capable of it. Other than that, this is a pretty simple setup. Just a standalone boiler. Any questions? Do you have any questions about anything? Yearly maintenance. I don't know who's doing the maintenance. Who's going to be doing this year? You guys are?
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty much if there's any problems, I would just recommend to give me a call and I can walk you through anything. There's a lot of... Yeah, I have a business card. I know I've left one here before, but I can leave another one.
Yeah.
No big deal.
So I just write it right on here. So
Yeah, and I can do that as well with the marker. Yeah. Do you have any questions? Anybody?
So yeah, there's this that condensate
Oh,
trap or gasket or whatever you want to call it. We don't have that on anything else.
okay. So pretty much if your condensate were to get clogged up, so what this does right here is this is your neutralizer. The water can come out a little acidic sometimes, so all it pretty much is this limestone. It's just going to bring the acidity of it down. What there is there's a little float in here. If this gets clogged up at any point, you will get an alarm on the boiler that says condensate trap open, which that means you know, okay, there's a possible clog. So all you would really do is you would try to, see, you gotta, is there some rocks in here or stone in here that are clogged up in here? Because over time, the stones will break down and become more of like a sand and finer and can potentially clog it up. When it gets to that point, I see a lot of people either just get the kits and refill them, or people use limestone. I mean, that does really the same thing.
Sure.
So if you were to get that alarm, you would just come over here and just find the clog. You know, is it clogged up? Is it not draining properly? This is a condensing boiler. It is going to condense. That's what it's supposed to do. And this is just more of a safety, so we're not dumping acidic water just down the drain.
So I see there's a Wi-Fi antenna sticking off the front. So is there some kind of software that can be put on a computer for it? Or is that strictly a tech thing?
So it's more of a tech thing. These things. So if there is Wi-Fi, I'm not 100% if this exact model has Connexus, but they're capable of pretty much logging onto the Wi-Fi and updating the control.
Okay, I just see there's an antenna actually sticking out of the front of it, so I assumed it had some.
Yeah, that gives you the ability to connect it to Wi-Fi.
Okay. We do have HVAC techs.
Okay.
So we have boiler techs.
Okay.
So potentially down the road, I mean, we work on all our other boilers. It's just these are the first Lockabar or however you say it, boilers. We're going to have another one in Winona when we build Winona.
Okay.
So now we have an old Lockabar water heater, but otherwise we had no Lockabar equipment.
Okay.
So we're probably going to be looking to find out what it is that we need to do to maintain it. So.
Okay. Yeah. So like yearly inspection. Personally, yearly, you're gonna want to. If it was me, and what they recommend: new igniters, new flame sensors, and clean the burner once a year. Inspect the heat exchanger. Pretty much on top, it's pretty self-explanatory. Remove the bolts, take off the top plate, pull the burner straight out, take an air hose, blow it out. It is a metal mesh burner, so you can spray it down with water. Doesn't matter how you clean it. I wouldn't be gunking soap and stuff on there, but water and air definitely acceptable.
And I suppose so it's normally a year that you'd run that at. Since this thing isn't going to run very often, would it still be a yearly thing, or potentially could it go out further than that?
It could potentially go up farther than that. I guess you could base it off of runtime hours. Definitely combustion analysis once a year, every winter, before every heating season. I would be having somebody come in and doing combustion analysis. I do not recommend when they touch the gas valves, only use the throttle screw. Don't try to mess with the bias screw. You'll see people try to pinpoint their combustion. Hey, well, it's 0.3 off. 0.3 is okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
So we have Fultons. We have a whole bunch of Fultons. I don't know if you know anything about Fultons.
No, I don't.
But they're a pulse boiler.
Okay.
And so, same thing. I actually went to the Fulton school. They told you right there, don't mess with the linkage.
Yeah.
Because it come from the factory set that way. Just make the fine tuning, and they gave us a range. Try to stay within certain range. Is any of the ranges, like the combustion ranges and that kind of stuff, for this boiler, like in a book or something?
Yeah, I can show you that. It's right here.
And that's our book?
Yeah, it's in the bottom of the boiler.
Okay, perfect.
I was just using it so I could
No, I just
make sure I go over everything.
Oh, yeah. Want to make sure that we have a copy of it.
So right here, you'll see this is a 1751, so it's falling into this category. These are your CO2 numbers and these are your O2 numbers.
Gotcha.
You want to really match CO2.
Okay.
That's what you want to try to stick to. Your oxygen levels are going to fluctuate a little bit more.
Sure.
So right there.
Okay.
And it tells you propane, it tells you how to turn it. They have arrows on the gas valve adjustments for that, but it'll even tell you to increase CO2, turn it a quarter turn counterclockwise, you know. So it's spelled out in there.
Good.
Also, if you're wondering, like if you see on the board it says, oh, this safety limit were to be open. Well, this is another great tool for you guys to use right here. Right in the beginning of this manual, it'll say the crest, how it works, and everything will be numbered. And now you can look at pictures on this boiler, and you can match the numbers. Okay, 32, 32 is my fire tube heat exchanger, or that's not a really good example. Let's say
Right in the view.
that's a good example. Number 19. Number 19, our high limit device. Okay, so if it's saying automatic reset high limit, well maybe, for example, this knob got turned and got set down to 140 somehow, right? Okay, well now your boiler's gonna automatically go at a normal temperature. So it's a good troubleshooting tool if you're by yourself or you know things happen.
I don't know how many patches on steam line, but
The gas piping looks really good. On all boilers, you want to see the regulator at least 10 feet away. This is sized properly. So,
central vac or multi-stack, we put new chillers in there, but looking at the pipe and it's like,
I guess maybe if you just want to put your number on the front of that bookkeep on that.
yeah, I could do that.
sometimes longer than that.
Need a
half
marker
hour
or-
pipe up there.
I don't have a pen on me.
I think I got a pen here too.
We have a machine to do it right now for $150 million, I think. Is that now? Yeah. Oh. Dawn sent out a thing about these 5 rooms in patient lists. Oh, yeah. Is that anything with us? It should be Craig if he just users moving them. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Can you read that? Handwriting, that's the best.
I don't know if you just want to throw in rubber magnesium.
Yep, I got it.
262-622-3135.
Yep.
And then with
That's what the store right down there?
Yep.
All right.
You can actually.
Any trick to getting these front doors off, panels off, or? So you got them sitting over here.
But you're gonna start with the bottom door on, and when you take them off, you're gonna take the top off first.
That's the only number I'm
You'll see that the bottom is hinged like that. The hinge wants to go over that front lip.
Yep.
But also there's a little lip right here. It has to go over the top of this as well at the same time. So you kind of just, I take my knee, place it in there, kind of hold it high.
I'll just email Scott and see where
There you
they're
go. Make sure that these clips are pointed out. Sometimes the springs in here can break. You just have to pull it out with your finger and make sure that you don't just smash it.
on down there.
So down in the top as well.
No, he's still here. Yeah.
Yep.
It's important not to walk away before they take complete ownership because it has to go to members.
I mean, yeah, this should probably be replaced with here as well. If we gotta get you a box or something like that, we can definitely do that. It's just, yeah, it's just pretty standard. It's missing the wall. Yeah, and then the top. Got that lip up top that you see? Yep. On this right here. Yep.
Gonna take it off, you just gonna go up here.
One here.
Yep.
All like this up.
Starting it up. Starting it up.
No, I just
And here. Well,
You guys don't have any locking bars, right?
yeah.
Jake must like them.
So. Pull it.